Welcome to News Desk on Celebration TV. I am Comfort James.
And I'm Femi Marks.
And the news making the rounds.
Please stay with us as we bring you details. Watch robust, objective, analytical, informative, educative, entertaining and inspiring news on Celebration TV News Desk. Every weekday, 11 a.m. GMT plus 1. That is 11 a.m. GMT plus 1 on Mondays through Fridays.
You are welcome to Sports Corner. I am Ivan Agafe.
Celebration TV News Desk. The whole truth. To 15.7 trillion naira at the end of December 2019.
Senior Democrats have responded by accusing him of committing a gross offense.
The All Progressives Congress has vowed to punish the Ogun State Governor, Ibikunle Amosu.
To 15.7 trillion naira at the end of December 2019.
Senior Democrats have responded by accusing him of committing a gross offense.
The All Progressives Congress has vowed to punish the Ogun State Governor, Ibikunle Amosu.
Hello, welcome. This is Celebration TV News Desk, and I'm Femi Marks. In the headlines, Nigeria has developed COVID-19 testing kit, says federal government. And from Africa story, Egypt's Royal Museum to reopen for first time since 2001. From United States, Biden challenges Trump with Buy American economic plan. No going back on petrol subsidy, says Nigeria federal government. And on sports, Moses to remain at Inter Milan till August. Stay with us. Details ahead. Welcome back. Nigeria has developed COVID-19 testing kit, says the federal government. The federal government announced the indigenous development and validation of RNA Swift, a test kit for the identification of SARS-CoV-2, the causative agent for COVID-19. It said the move was to accelerate the capacity to test people and help effectively manage the coronavirus pandemic. The Minister of Science and Technology, Ogbonnaya Honu, announced this during a press conference in Abuja. He said the RNA Swift is amazing precision for the detection of COVID-19 and will be commercially available at a price that places it ahead of competitors in terms of sensitivity and affordability. The minister said that in the coming months, 5 million farmers will be tested with the RNA Swift kit from the first 10 million kits to be produced. He stated that the RNA Swift product team is in consultation with the African Development Bank for the funding of an African-wide testing program for COVID-19 and the establishment for RNA Swift production in Nigeria. Moving forward now to another story. In Nigeria, controversy as Senate probes NDDC 40 billion naira spending. startling revelations on how the nation's resources put in care of the Niger Delta Development Commission were allegedly being mismanaged emerged at an investigative public hearing organized by the Senate Ad hoc Committee. The Red Chamber is investigating the alleged mismanagement of 40 billion naira by the expanded interim management committee of the NDDC between October last year and May this year. In his presentation on behalf of the EMC at the forum, the Executive Director of Projects of the NDDC, Dr. Cairo Ojobo, said the allegation that his committee misapplied 40 billion naira was false. He said the Commission's debt profile when the EIMC took over was 3 trillion naira, out of which 156.9 billion naira had been processed and ready for payment. He alleged that the influential members of the committees that were supervising the affairs of the NDDC at both chambers of the National Assembly instigated and probed the probe because the EIMC stopped the various ways they were stealing the agency's resources. He also said a serving member of the House of Representatives get 140 million naira from the Starline deal. And another story, visa applications to resume soon in Nigeria, says UK. The British High Commission in Nigeria says it will soon begin to receive visa applications from Nigerians willing to travel to United Kingdom. The Commission noted that Nigerians open to visit the United Kingdom could do so once international flights resume in Nigeria. The federal government in March shut the country's airspace to domestic and international flights as part of the measures to curb the spread of the coronavirus pandemic. However, with the resumption of domestic flight on Wednesday, Nigerians are in high spirit, expecting the government to okay the restart of international flights. In a statement, the British High Commission in Abuja said visa application centers, which were initially suspended due to the pandemic, would reopen when it is safe to do. The High Commission also said they know that there are many Nigerians nationals open to travel to the UK when flights resume, both for employment and to see family members. Also coming from around Africa, Egypt's Royal Museum to reopen for first time since 2001. Egypt's Royal Carriage Museum project is ongoing after years of closure. The museum will reopen its doors to visitors to admire the exquisite royal carriages of members of the Mohammed Ali family. Restoration and development work will be completed soon, with the reopening slated within the next 2 months. Minatala Magdi, secretary of the Royal Carriages Museum, relishes the prospect of reopening. The museum contains royal carriages since the time of the Khedive Ismail Pachar to King Farouk, one on display as some of the 20th century's most luxurious, fascinating carriages made by veteran designers who spent their lifetime making unique carriages only dedicated to the royal family. Eba Galal, restorer at the Royal Carriage Museum, said this museum includes 74 carriages. All of them were completely damaged. The restoration department made a lot of effort to restore them for visitors. According to the government, the restoration works cost up to 63 million Egyptian pounds, an equivalent of 3.9 million US dollars. This shows the Egyptian government's support for traditional antiquities. The museum has been closed since 2001 for renovation. It was established during the reign of Khedive Ismail. The restoration has brought the place back to life after being neglected. That was a good news one there. And also still from around Africa, Eritrea deal progressing 2 years on. Asmara jobs detractors. The Eritrean government says a 2018 peace deal with Ethiopia remains in good shape and was progressing despite efforts by detractors to portray it as a stalled failure. Information Minister Yemen next posted the general state of the deal, which chalks its second anniversary. TPLF in the Tigray People's Liberation Front, the ruling party in Ethiopia's Tigray region. It shares a long boundary with Eritrea, hosting the border crossing that were open to fanfare but have all been shot unilaterally by Eritrea. TPLF is currently an opposition party to the new ruling party at the federal level, Prosperity Party led by PM Abiy Ahmed. The second anniversary of the July 9 deal comes to a time Abiy is dealing with an internal crisis that spurred protest in the capital and surrounding Oromia region. Over 200 deaths and 3,500 arrests have been made, while today is the 11th straight day that internet access has been cut. We'll go on a short break now, and when we return, we'll give you an update from the United States. Please stay with us.
Welcome to News Desk on Celebration TV. I am Comfort James.
And I'm Femi Mark.
And the news making the rounds.
Please stay with us as we bring you details. Watch robust, objective, analytical, informative, educative, entertaining and inspiring news on Celebration TV News Desk. Every weekday, 11 a.m. GMT plus 1, that is 11 a.m. GMT plus 1 on Mondays through Fridays.
You are welcome to Sports Corner. I am Ivan Agafe.
Celebration TV News Desk, the whole truth. Fight for glory, desire for victory.
I am Lizzie Johnson Suleiman, and I want to use this time out to invite all the women watching me right now. It's our International Women Conference again. I know you will not want to miss this. Regardless of what is happening, we are trusting God that God is set to do something great in our midst.
Power! Happy sounds! 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 Power!
The theme for this conference this year is No More Tears, and the date is on the 12th, the 13th and 14th of August. God's servant Apostle Johnson Suleiman will be with us, ministering greatly, and God using him to reach out to us again. So you don't want to miss this. Just get set, prepare yourself to be in this meeting.
Touch! 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 Touch!
It's a time of revival. It's a time of revitalization. It's a time to get ourselves hooked up again, connected again to the supernatural. And you see what God will do in your life. The Lord bless you.
Live at International Worship Center, Omega Fire Ministries, Auchi, Dove State, Nigeria. International Women Conference 2020.
Welcome to News Desk on Celebration TV. I am Comfort James.
And I'm Femi Mark.
And the news making the rounds.
Please stay with us as we bring you details. Watch robust, objective, analytical, informative, educative, entertaining and inspiring news on Celebration TV News Desk. Every weekday, 11 a.m. GMT plus 1, that is 11 a.m. GMT plus 1 on Mondays through Fridays.
You are welcome to Sports Corner. I am Ivan Agafe.
Celebration TV News Desk, the whole truth.
Welcome back now to United States, where Biden challenges Trump with Buy American economic plan. Democratic presidential contender Joe Biden has laid out his rescue plan for the coronavirus crippled U.S. economy while berating President Donald Trump as incompetent. Mr. Biden said its $700 billion plan will be the biggest investment in the U.S. economy since World War II. The Build Back Better agenda, he said, will spur a manufacturing and technology jobs boom. Mr. Biden is all but guaranteed to face off with Mr. Trump in this November's presidential election. Speaking at a metalworks firm near his childhood hometown of Scranton, Pennsylvania, Mr. Biden said the president's failures had come with a terrible human cost and a deep economic toll. November's election is expected to be dominated by the coronavirus pandemic and its economic fallout, which has pushed tens of millions of Americans into unemployment. More than 130,000 people have died with the virus. Many voters are concerned by the Trump administration's handling of the pandemic. Its divisive approach to the country's recent wave of anti-racism protests has also come under sharp scrutiny. Opinion polls show Mr. Biden with an almost double-digit lead over Mr. Trump. Analysts have urged caution in over-interpreting the polls, but Mr. Biden's lead is far greater than that of Mr. Trump's 2016 opponent, Hillary Clinton, at the same point in the campaign. And now straight to United Kingdom, quarantine rules end for dozens of destinations. Travelers arriving in England, Wales and Northern Ireland from many countries no longer have to self-isolate for 2 weeks. The rules have been relaxed for arrivals from more than 60 countries and British overseas territories. Scotland had said it will continue to quarantine passengers from countries with a higher prevalence of COVID-19 than its own. From today, people arriving from Spain, France, Italy, Belgium, Germany, and dozens of other countries will no longer have to spend 14 days in quarantine when they arrive in England, Wales, or Northern Ireland. But people who arrive from those countries at an earlier point in the last 2 weeks will still be expected to complete the period of isolation. At least means people arriving in Scotland from Spain will still face quarantine rules. The Scottish government said data from the United Kingdom government shows the prevalence of the virus in Spain is 330 people per 100,000, compared with 28 people per 100,000 in Scotland. First Minister Nicola Sturgeon said the difficult decision was necessary to protect Scotland from a resurgence of the virus and warned travelers not to try and bypass the restrictions by flying to airports in England. The quarantine rules were introduced in June, with travelers asked to nominate an address where they would self-isolate with fines of up to £1,000 for those who fail to comply. And away from those stories now to business stories. No going back on petrol subsidies removal, says Nigerian federal government. The Minister of State for Petroleum Resources, Timothy Silva, said that the federal government had reached a conclusion that it could no longer bear the burden of petrol subsidy. Silva said this in a statement with a title, Deregulation, the Fact and the Reasons Behind the Policy. According to him, deregulation means that the government will no longer continue to be the main supplier of petroleum products, but we encourage the private sector to take over the role of supplier of the product. He likened the regulatory function to the role played by the Central Bank of Nigeria in the banking sector, ensuring that commercial banks do not charge arbitrary interest rates. The minister said petroleum products are refined from crude oil. Therefore, the price of crude oil, for the refining process will affect the price of the refined product. He said one of the reasons the country had been unable to attract the level of investment desired into the refining sector had been the burden of fuel subsidy. He said, in addition to attracting investment and creating jobs and opportunities, the policy direction will free up trillions of naira to develop infrastructure instead of enriching a few. And still on business stories, Nigerian president signs 10.8 trillion naira revised budget today, says minister. The Minister of Finance, Budget and National Planning, Zainab Ahmed, met with the leadership of the National Assembly to discuss the 2021-2023 medium-term expenditure framework and fiscal strategy paper. She disclosed that President Muhammadu Buhari would sign the 2020 revised budget today. The minister spoke while briefing the principal officers of the Senate and House of Representatives led by the Senate President Ahmed Lawan and the Speaker Femi Gbajabiamila. She said Buhari had given directives for the ministry to expedite necessary action so that he could present the 2021 budget estimate to the National Assembly by the end of September this year. Ahmed said, in keeping strictly with the January-December budget cycle, the president will sign into law the revised 10.8 trillion naira budget for the year 2020, which was passed by the National Assembly in June. Ahmed said between January and May 2020, the federal government's retained revenue was 1.48 trillion naira, which was 56% of government's targets. We're going on a short break, and when we return, we'll give you sports stories and how Moses is expected to remain in Inter Milan till August. Please stay with us.
Welcome to News Desk on Celebration TV. I am Comfort James.
And I'm Femi Mark.
And the news making the rounds.
Please stay with us as we bring you details. Watch robust, objective, analytical, informative, educative, entertaining and inspiring news on Celebration TV News Desk. Every weekday, 11 a.m. GMT+1, that is 11 a.m. GMT+1 on Mondays through Fridays.
You are welcome to Sports Corner. I am Ivan Agafe.
Celebration TV News Desk, the whole truth. Fight for glory, desire for victory.
I am Lizzie Johnson Suleiman, and I want to use this time out to invite all the women watching me right now. It's our International Women Conference again. I know you will not want to miss this. Regardless of what is happening, we are trusting God that God is set to do something great in our midst.
Power! Happy sounds! 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 Power!
The theme for this conference this year is No More Tears, and the date is on the 12th, the 13th and 14th of August. God's servant Apostle Johnson Suleiman will be with us, ministering greatly, and God using him to reach out to us again. So you don't want to miss this. Just get set, prepare yourself to be in this meeting.
Touch! 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 Touch!
It's a time of revival. It's a time of revitalization. It's a time to get ourselves hooked up again, connected again to the supernatural. And you see what God will do in your life. The Lord bless you.
Live at International Worship Center, Omega Fire Ministries, Auchi, Edo State, Nigeria. International Women Conference 2020.
Welcome to News Desk on Celebration TV. I am Comfort James.
And I'm Femi Mark.
And the news making the rounds.
Please stay with us as we bring you details. Watch robust, objective, analytical, informative, educative, entertaining and inspiring news on Celebration TV News Desk. Every weekday, 11 a.m. GMT+1, that is 11 a.m. GMT+1 on Mondays through Fridays.
You are welcome to Sports Corner. I am Ivan Agafe.
Celebration TV News Desk, the whole truth.
Welcome to.
And welcome back now to Sports Story. Moses to remain at Inter Milan till August. Ex-Super Eagles winger Victor Moses has agreed terms with Inter Milan till August after extending his loan deal with the Nerazzurri. The Nigerian joined the Italian side in January from his parent club Chelsea after a loan stint to Turkish side Fenerbahce. Moses, who is recovering from injury, has also embarked on loan deals to Liverpool, Stoke City and West Ham since he joined Chelsea in 2012. A new agreement has been reached between the clubs, which means Moses will be on loan at Inter until August 31st and will be available to play for Inter in the Europa League. The 2013 African Cup of Nations winners made 12 appearances across all competitions, providing 3 assists, but yet to score a goal since arrival at the club in January. In another sports stories, Solskjaer wants Pogba to extend Man United deal. Manchester United manager Ole Gunnar Solskjaer will not seek huge funds for transfers this summer due to the economic realities of the coronavirus crisis. But it's keen for the club to tie down Pogba to a long-term contract. United Executive Vice Chairman Ed Woodward has warned it will not be business as usual in the transfer market himself during football shutdown from COVID-19. The speculations around transfer of individual players for hundreds of millions of pounds this summer seems to ignore the realities that face the sport. The form of Solskjaer's men since returning to action last month has also suggested United do not need to spend tens of millions in the upcoming window. Pogba's return to fitness has been a key factor to a run of 4 wins and a draw from 5 games since the restart. The French World Cup winner looked destined to leave Old Trafford for the second time in his career prior to pandemic. However, interest in Real Madrid from Real Madrid is now unlikely to materialize this summer, and Pogba has formed a formidable partnership with Bruno Fernandes in midfield. Pogba's contract expires next summer, although United have the option to extend their deal by a further year. And that's what we have for you today from Newsroom Celebration TV News Desk. In case you missed all the stories here, the headlines again. Nigeria has developed a COVID-19 testing kit, says the federal government. Still from around Africa, Egypt Royal Museum to reopen for first time since 2001. From United States, Biden challenges Trump with a Buy American economic plan. No going back on petrol subsidy removal, says federal government of Nigeria. And on sport, Moses to remain at Inter Milan till August. Thanks for staying tuned. You have on your screen right now the photo of the day, which says, my goal is not to be better than anyone else. My goal is to be better than I used to be. I'll take that again. My goal is not to be better than anyone else. My goal is to be better than I used to be. You can lend your thoughts and opinion on all our social media platforms on that quote of the day and that photo of the day on Celebration TV on Facebook. On Instagram, it's My Celebration TV. On Twitter, it is at My Celebration TV. And on YouTube, it's www.youtube.com/Celebration TV. Thanks for staying tuned to Celebration TV. The continuous transformation of our society is a collective responsibility of all. No matter the office you hold as the nation's president, a top leader, an opinion molder, a character builder, a professional, as a person pursuing passion, you have a duty to give your all to making the society a better place for us and the generations to come. Play your part and do it with all diligence. Thanks for staying tuned. I am Femi Marks, and bye for now.